Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gulf Coast Huddle, brought to you by Lone Star Gridiron. Each week, Chris Daly and Mike Foreman break down all the Texas high school football along the Texas Gulf Coast. Now, strap on your gear and let's go.
Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com. Hey, do you need topsoil, fill dirt, sand, mulch, gravel, limestone, you name it? Do you need that delivered and or spread? Texas Tree Cycle in Victoria has you covered for residential and commercial projects, big or small. These guys do it all. They do some amazing work. You can call them at 361-237-8006 for a free estimate. That's Texas Tree Cycle, bringing quality materials to your yard. All right, everybody, join me in welcoming Mike Foreman to the show. Mike, how are you doing today?
Doing okay, Chris. Just came over here to Cuero to check out the Gobblers before their big Friday night game against Cincy.
Yeah, so let's talk about Cuero and that game. That was a shocker.
Yeah, we had talked about it being a trap game, and sure it was. The consensus is Quail apparently had like a 3-score lead in that game.
Yeah, I was watching it online. Yeah, I was like, wow.
And gave it up, which is not new. I mean, they did the same thing against Belton, even though they were able to come back and win that game. Consensus is that they're just not making the plays on defense they need to make.
Yeah, they're giving up way too many points.
Yeah, and that's what I talked to Coach Feacock about. They're getting up an average of over 35 points a game. And granted, the days of shutting people out or maybe allowing one score are pretty rare now. But even so, 35 points a game is a lot. So,
well, I tell people that in today's offenses with the spreads, that if you can hold somebody under 28, you're doing well. That's a touchdown a quarter. And this is over 28, so it wasn't a good defensive showing.
No, and I think from what I understand, they're not real big up front on the defensive line, and that's not good when you play a slot T.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, let's give Lockport credit. Coach Sosa did a good job down there. And
he sure did.
And he's got them in good position now. Of course, now that being said, Cuero, if it can beat Sinton, is still in the position to get the top seed, assuming Sinton beats Rockport.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as bad as that loss was, it's, the Gobblers are still have a chance, to put themselves where they want to be.
Yeah, definitely. Another game that was interesting that we talked about was Ganado and Weimer, and that one I was expecting it to be, that may be the trap game for Ganado, but turns out they did what they needed to.
Oh, I was shocked, to tell you the truth, Chris. Weimer comes out and runs a trick play, a halfback pass, and gains like over 40 yards, and then they run the ball in the end zone. They get the extra point block, but Ganado was penalized. So they get down to the 1 and they go for 2 and make it. So, boom, all of a sudden they're up 8-0. And you're thinking, wow. But Ganado from that point on just dominated the game. And I say this. This is what my takeaway was from watching that game. Ganado's offensive and defensive lines have gotten so much better than when I saw them play Tidehaven. That Ganado is going to be a threat, because those young linemen are playing a lot better right now. And of course, we knew they had the skill people. but their line is doing a great job. They play Schulenburg this week, which so you'll be at that game, right? Selling the book.
Yes, sir. We will be signing and handing out books.
Right. So that would be, to me, the only team that left that might give them any kind of a game that they have left on their schedule. But I just don't see Ganado losing again in district, or losing at all in district, I should say. So, I was very impressed with what Ganado did against Weimar. And, of course, Weimar beat Schulenburg, so it's still in position where it could get second. It's going to have to play Kennedy.
Right.
That's probably their big challenge going forward.
Yeah, definitely. No doubt. And then I recorded my show with Coach Hernser from Calhoun today, and on paper, you look at the box score, you think it was a butt whooping, but that was a close game. It really was. I mean, the score didn't represent that, but I was impressed that Calhoun hung with Lavernia as well as they did.
Yeah, of course, I didn't see that. I just saw the score, and I thought, oh, my gosh, what happened?
Yeah, no, they were almost identical with yards, or Calhoun may have had more total yards. They made their hay between the 20s. They just stopped in the red zone.
Wow. Yeah. That and of course now this week Lavernia's playing Bay City.
Yeah.
So I mean that'll be a big one. Both those teams are 2-0 in district now. So we're going to see, or I guess 2-0 in district, I think, or is it 1-0? I'm confused though on this, but anyways, that's a big game for those two teams. And Calhoun, excuse me, they go to Beeville, which I guess will be interesting since Coach Hernser used to coach there.
Yeah, Andy grew up there. He coached there, and a couple of his assistants coached there as well.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting for them. So we'll see if Calhoun can, bounce back.
Yeah. Well, talk about trap games. That's a perfect trap game because Beeville Jones is not doing that well right now.
No, it isn't. Beeville's had kind of a rough year, but the thing is about that is Beeville finds a way to beat Calhoun, and that could determine a playoff berth later on down the road.
That's true.
So it's a big game for both those teams because Calhoun lost to Lavernia, and then Beeville's had a little rough go of it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that thing goes.
Well, it's that time of year where every game is like do or die, whether it's trying to get that last playoff spot or trying to win a district championship. They're all so important right now.
Right, and then speaking of, there's a couple of other games that are really important. One is Columbus at Yoakum. That's a huge game. Yoakum Open District, they had Hempstead, and they didn't have any trouble with Hempstead. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Columbus had a bye last week. So, that's going to be interesting to see if Yoakum can match up with them. I was
going to say, I'm not convinced on Columbus because they lost a lot, But also Yoakum is not. They're just not quite there. They're so good in so many areas, but they give up a lot of points too.
Yeah, they do. But I think a lot of it will depend on Columbus's strength is up front.
Yeah,
and, Yoakum has just so many great skill players. So that's kind of to me how that matchup looks. Can Yoakum skill players make enough plays, to overcome them?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the thing about this is even if Yoakum beats Columbus, they've still got Hitchcock on their schedule. So nothing's guaranteed to the winner of this game, that's for sure.
No.
And then the other game we're looking at, which will be for the district lead is Goliad at Orange Grove.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we talked about this. Orange Grove surprised Edna.
Yeah.
And now Goliad is unbeaten in district, and they go down to Orange Grove. So, we'll see how Goliad fares. Goliad's coming off a big win, but we'll see. I still believe the top three teams in this district are, Orange Grove, Edna, and Goliad.
Well, you look at Edna, right? That perfect example. They're sitting third in the district right now, but they're tied with two other teams for third in the district. So it's between, one game is between third and fifth place and missing the playoffs. Edna's playing, I think, London, who is one of those tied teams. So if they somehow mess that up, then they're sitting trying to get a playoff spot even.
Right. And, I just can't believe, given what I believe Goliad did to London last week, they annihilated them. And I've seen London. I saw them play Refugio, and I'm not that impressed. They can throw the football, but their defense is not very good. And so we'll see how Edna does against them. And I'm real curious as to how Goliad does against Orange Grove because, who knows? This Goliad team, I don't know how they're going to do, from 1 week to the next.
Yes, that's true.
But I'll tell you what, if they can beat Orange Grove, then you've got Goliad and Edna sitting out there.
Yep.
So, that's another big game. So, that's a big one. And, I don't know. I'm real curious to see how Goliad handles this week.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned Refugio. They're sitting tied for first in their district right now with Freer, which, that kind of surprised me. I knew they were going to be up there, but I didn't think they'd be 3-0 right now.
No, but in that district, anything.
That's true. That's true.
So Refugio has this week off. It's one of its the way the season worked out, they played 3, then a bye, then 3, and then a bye, and then, 3 more.
Yeah.
So, because they had that game canceled. But, the thing, I don't really see Freer being any kind of a threat to Refugio. We'll see, when they play. But,
right.
I kind of thought at the beginning of the year that Santa Maria might be the second best team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I know Santa Maria did score against Refugio. They're so far the only team to score on Refugio in the district. But, the other one game, which is usually a really big game, but this year I just don't know, is Shiner at Falls City.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Falls City. After they were beaten so handily by Junction, that really surprised me. And some of their losses haven't even been close. So I don't know if Braylon Johnson is healthy or what's going on down there. But, really the only teams in that district I see is Shiner, Falls City, and Yorktown could be, a player in there in the sense that, I'm sure Yorktown and Falls City, maybe that game could be for second place.
Right.
So, and Yorktown has that quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He can do a lot of things. But I just don't know overall if Yorktown has the strength to match up.
Yeah, definitely. Another interesting one to me, just because it's a rivalry, not because I think TM has a chance of, I don't know, they could trip up Cal Allen. I don't know. It's one of those rivalry games where you just don't know what's going to happen there. But, Cal Allen may be looking ahead on this one, but I don't know. I think TM has a good opportunity. Last year, the only district game they lost was to Cal Allen. So, this is important to them.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Cal Allen, they've lost a couple of games, haven't they? They've lost to, I believe, the Sin beat them.
Yes.
And GP beat them. I'm not sure if anyone else has. But, I don't know. I can't see Charlie letting his team look past this game.
No.
I know they're important. And it shows you, how crazy things are. You look at Corpus, you see Miller beat Carroll.
Yeah.
I mean, that stunned me. I mean, Miller's been horrible. And, boom, all of a sudden they turn around and beat Carroll.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you, it's crazy.
It is. And, it's, who knows what's going to happen. That's why they play them, and that's why, we love this sport so much.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, usually you have a fairly good idea going in. It's like Quail and Sinton this week. I have to see. We know Sinton has a really, really good running back. And I want to see if Quail can contain this guy.
Yeah.
That's, to me, the whole key. I think Quail's going to score on Sinton. But the question will be, are they going to give up 50 points again?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when I was talking to Coach Vikas today, I said, look, this is week 8. You guys should know your system by now. This is not new anymore.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, you change defenses. It takes a while. But now you're week 8. You should have the system down.
Right.
And he said they did, but they're just not making the plays. And, they're going to have to do that this week if they want a chance to win.
Yeah, no doubt.
And just one other game I'll mention, because like you said, is the big rivalry, in that we have the Halsville Sacred Heart is playing Shiner St. Paul.
Oh, yeah.
That's always a big one for those teams. And usually it goes a long way towards determining district, although Brian Brazos Christian is probably the favorite. But it's always big for determining seeding. And I'm going to have to go back and look, but it's been a while. I mean, Sacred Heart had that series kind of tilted its way, and lately it's been St. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a big rivalry game for those guys. So, that'll be interesting. I know they're playing in Shiner, since Shiner's on the road at Fall City.
Yeah, definitely. So did you get your copy of the book?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, Clint said he was going to see you there and give it to you.
Oh, I guess I never did. I'm trying to think if I think I saw him after the game. He probably didn't have a copy. That's okay. I'll get one from him. And, I think, you can tell me what you noticed when you're at the game, but, man, I was just impressed at how much improvement Ganado has made.
That's huge. Because you're right. This is about the time. And in doing all these coaches shows, I had 3 coaches this week mention that exact same thing, that, the young kids have finally got it. They've figured it out. And so they're playing much better than they have been all season. So you're right. This is the time when you've got to have that.
Yeah, you're right. And, I think we're headed for another week 3 of the playoff matchup between Refugio and Ganado. Everything looks that way. And, of course, I wouldn't say at this point in time who I think would win, but I think those 2 teams match up pretty well.
Yes.
So, and obviously I haven't seen all the 2A teams, but of the teams I've seen, those 2 are clearly, the best. So
definitely regional favorites. We'll have to see once they get out of region.
Right, and then of course, our other top teams, Shiner. We mentioned them against Fall City, and then Tidehaven comes back off its bye week, and it's at Van Vleck.
Yep.
That's a big Matagorda County rivalry. But I don't think Van Vleck can match up against
No, not even close, no.
I don't see that happening at all. But, yeah, so we'll see. I mean, you know, we talked about this last week about trap games.
Yep.
And, it happened to Quail. So,
That's true. That's true.
It can happen, you know. So I'm real curious to see how Quail bounces back. And, you know, that'll be a tell.
Yeah, for sure. And just to reiterate, I will be out at the Ganado-Schulenburg game where Clint Hensley and I will be handing out books and signing, you know, copies, things like that. And, you know, once the game starts, he's on his own. If he wants to sit at the table, I'm watching the game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I'm sure Clint, knowing him, he's probably going to be watching the game.
Of course.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, but good luck. Everybody ought to check that out because, you know, Clint's done a lot of research.
Yes.
And you know I even he used some of my scorebooks. And
yep.
So he knows what he's doing there, and he's been around Ganado football probably about as long as pretty much anyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people ought to check that out, and you know, that's a good opportunity not only pick up the book but see a really good Ganado team play.
Yeah.
Against, we should mention one thing about Schulenburg is it's had no trouble scoring.
That's true.
The problem with Schulenburg's had is stopping people. You know, but they put up some points. So I'm curious. We'll see how Ganado's defense fares against Schulenburg.
Nice. Oh, and also forgot we're going to be on the Crossroads. What is that called? That TV show. Yeah, I don't know when it's going to be aired yet. I don't know, but we're recording that on Monday too. So
okay,
looking for that.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, good luck this week, and I'll be watching, like I said, Quero and Sinton.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that next week.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, Chris.
You too, Mike. Bye.
Coaches, boosters, parents, every sport deserves a spotlight. From football and volleyball to basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, track, wrestling, and more. Give your athletes a weekly coaches show that builds pride and raises funds. Lone Star Podcast Network makes it turnkey. You talk for a few minutes. We handle production and distribution. Sponsors love it. Families share it. And your program benefits. Get the free information kit at lonestarpodcast.com/coaches. That's lonestarpodcast.com/coaches. Your team, your sport, your show.